Hold up.
Yo, what is going on, guys? It is FoxyDude98 here, and welcome back to a brand new video for you guys today here on my channel. Today we are back with F1 2016 Career Mode Season 3, Part 13 here for the Italian Grand Prix with Red Bull Racing. Now, as you can see, we've got an R&D event, and that is going to be the brand new engine upgrade that we got from the Belgian Grand Prix, which we wanted ready for this Italian Grand Prix. So if you do enjoy today's video, drop a like on it, that'd be absolutely awesome. Subscribe if you have not subscribed to my channel as well. And as you can see, there's a lot of teams that have made some upgrades. Now, I believe Ferrari have made some upgrades here at their home circuit, which is kind of not really a surprise, to be honest. And you can see Sauber have made some, and Haas have made one. So, quite a lot of people making some upgrades here. And in fact, you can see now in the vehicle performance comparison chart that Ferrari are now back in front of Williams. Because you remember beforehand, Williams were actually in front of Ferrari and were basically, yeah, they were beating Ferrari. But now Ferrari have finally made, I believe, probably their first upgrade to the season. They have not made anything so far. So it's going to be interesting to see how Ferrari can perform. But there you can see is the trophy chart. We're doing very, very well in this series at the moment, and I'm really happy with that. And that's all really because of this Red Bull car. I absolutely love the Red Bull car. Now, as you can see here, we are onto the track acclimatization test and all this blah, blah, blah. But what I want to do actually is, I forgot to say, is there is now a poll. You guys can vote like last season for which team would you like me to drive for in Season 4. Now, I will be looking at everybody's votes. I'll be taking them into consideration. I will be, my personal preference, I'm not going to state my personal preference, because, well, I might as well state it. The personal preference I'd like to go for Season 4 is actually Ferrari. That's the team I would like to go to in Season 4. But the vote is open. Every single team is available. However, I won't be taking as much consideration into Mercedes and McLaren because I have driven for them before. So I won't be taking as much consideration, but I'll still be looking at it. So you guys get the chance to vote for who you want me to drive for in Season 4. And yeah, let's get on to the qualifying now, because it's going to be interesting here for the Italian Grand Prix. We definitely want to get onto pole position, and it's going to be hard to keep the Mercedes-powered cars behind us, especially with their straight line speed. But of course, with this engine upgrade, it's very crucial. Coming around the final corner here in Q1, we're actually qualifying on the soft tyres here in Q1, because I just found out there's no point in using the set of super softs into Q1. There's no point because, as you can see here, we qualified in 7th place, but that's way more than enough to get us into Q2. So we just don't need to run the super soft tyres in Q1. It's just a waste of time, really. And you can see my teammate Ricciardo also going on a set of the soft tyres. Round the Parabolica now here in Q2. Now we're switching on to the super soft tyres, which is going to be our race set for the Italian Grand Prix. And we actually don't qualify in front of Vettel. Vettel actually quite promising here in front of his home fans. And we only qualify 5th, actually, for the Italian Grand Prix here in Q2. But luckily it's enough to get us through into Q3, where we can really get the hammer down. As you can see, coming around the Parabolica here, Lewis Hamilton there setting the fastest lap. We actually move the back end of the car on the curbing here in the Parabolica, but across the line here to take pole position for the Italian Grand Prix. I honestly was really surprised to get pole position from the Italian Grand Prix. Because I wasn't as quick in qualifying as I thought I would be. So, really impressed with that. And you can see Ricciardo, I'm beating him quite comfortably in the rivalry now. And we're back up into the strong driver position. But we're going to be listening to the session goals from Emma. But that's it for practice and qualifying for the Italian Grand Prix. Let's get into what's probably the most important thing of a race weekend, the actual race for the Italian Grand Prix.
So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. It's Red Bull in pole position then, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Ricciardo, Rosberg, Kimi Raikkonen, and Vettel, Massa, Perez, Bottas, and Roman Grosjean. Hulkenberg, Kvyat, Kevin Magnussen, and Palmer, Sainz, Gutierrez, Fernando Alonso, and Rio Haryanto. Wehrlein and Nasser, Jenson Button, and Marcus Ericsson rounds off the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Alright, so as you can see, we are here on the grid for the Italian Grand Prix. I decided, as you see from the cutscene, to skip out the introduction of the circuit itself by Crofty and Dave Anthony and just go with the grid, because I feel like it's only the grid that's really necessary for you guys to see. So I've cut the first part out now. But as you can see here on the formation lap now, I'm going to be warming up, obviously, everything, get them all ready for the start of this Grand Prix. As you can see now, we are on the grids here. We have got 5 red lights for this Italian Grand Prix, and it is now lights out, and we are away here in Monza, and it's Lewis Hamilton that has gone absolutely electric start from second on the grid. He has gone straight through into the lead here in that Mercedes-powered car. Such a stunning start from him, but we're going to take the outside line into the chicane. We brake super late. He is so close to locking up the car there, but it's actually a really good thing that we did that, because it's kept us in front of Hamilton, and it stopped him from taking the switchback line on us. So a very tactical move, even though I wasn't intending on doing that at all. But as you can see now, coming through the Curva Grande, Lewis Hamilton very close behind us in that Mercedes car, and he's going to be very quick in the Mercedes car, braking hard now down into this difficult chicane here towards the middle sector of the circuit now. Nice and comfortable there, not too much problems there as we now enter into the first Lesmo corner. Right now, you can see that we're getting that nice and perfect. A little bit wide on the exit of the curbing, which is okay. Down into the second part of the Lesmo corners now, you can see that we lose the back end just a little bit, too much curbing. Lewis Hamilton there gets a fantastic run from the Lesmo corners, and now making the charge down towards Ascari. I'm going to put the car into rich fuel mixture. It's a Mercedes v Red Bull drag race here down into Ascari. Braking nice and late. We're going to beat Lewis Hamilton into Ascari, and we're going to shove him wide so he doesn't even get the chance to have any sort of fight back. And you can see now that we've built ourselves a small little gap over Lewis Hamilton already, thanks to our move there into Ascari, giving him no space whatsoever, because quite frankly, Lewis Hamilton doesn't deserve any space. After he knocked me off in Spain, I still don't like that, so I'm still going to be as horrible as I can to Lewis Hamilton. We've got some yellow flags in the background. It seems to be some sort of contact, but it hasn't affected the top 3. And coming across the line, myself has set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix as we lead this Italian Grand Prix ahead of Lewis Hamilton, ahead of Daniel Ricciardo in the Red Bull, who is looking very feisty behind Hamilton indeed. But let's get a replay of that start. Let's get a replay of Lewis Hamilton getting an absolute monster. So you can see, as you can see from the start, we actually all got equal starts, but it was Lewis Hamilton that got just an absolutely electric start. He goes all the way off the track there as I tried to get into the slipstream of him. Then, as you can see, I brake super late here, and that means that I've completely cut off the second part of the curb there, which was quite tactical, but I wasn't intending on doing it. But as you can see then, Lewis Hamilton is going to slip behind us now through the Curva Grande. I actually screwed myself over a bit in the curb in this corner here, because I did take a I didn't take a wide line onto the entrance of it, which luckily it didn't cost me, but it could have potentially. So a little bit worried about that. Through the chicane here, Lewis Hamilton very close behind, as you would kind of expect really at this point. Through the first Lesmo corner, we actually didn't do the Lesmo corners very well. You can see we took a lot more extra outside curb than the rest of the field. You can see here I got very wide and all out of shape here, and that gave Lewis Hamilton the dream run. As you can see, he's alongside us now, in fact, as we make the charge now down towards Ascari here. Very nice camera angle over us, flying through to Ascari. You can see we brake nice and late here, and we're going to give Hamilton no space whatsoever. In fact, he actually gives us the space to take the inside line, so how kind from Lewis Hamilton. He's obviously worried that he was going to get punted off or something, which is not going to happen, obviously, not yet anyway. But as you can see now, we're coming down towards the Parabolica corner here, and Lewis Hamilton right behind, Ricciardo is right behind Lewis Hamilton, giving him a little bit of an annoying, something to annoy about, basically. Now we're coming down towards the start-finish straight here, and that was it for the end of the first lap. A bit of chaotic battles there with Lewis Hamilton to start with, but we've crucially got ourselves a small gap now, which is kind of crucial. On to lap 2 of the Grand Prix then, and Valtteri Bottas, for the second season in a row, is out of the Italian Grand Prix, and we're going to go find out how. So as you can see, they've all come through the second chicane here. Massa leads this train with Bottas behind, and he's got yet another engine failure, just like in the previous race. So, oh, hang on a minute, he's collected a Renault at the same time. A Renault got collected in that, and it was actually Jolyon Palmer that was collected in all this. So as Valtteri Bottas goes through the first Lesmo, his engine has failed, and then Jolyon sort of runs into the back of him, I would say. A really weird incident there from Jolyon. But on to lap 3 of the Grand Prix now. And we've got yellow flags just coming out of the exit of the Ascari, and you can see the slow Renault there. It is actually Palmer, and I have to go off the circuit here, nearly losing the back end of the car as Jolyon Palmer going super slow on the racing line there. Jolyon Palmer being what I like to call a pleb, to be honest. I don't know what he was doing just on the racing line, going at a snail's pace, and of course that was because of his incident with Bottas. He should have really got off the racing line, to be honest. But on to lap 4 of the Grand Prix. Not a lot really happened in the first stint on my super soft tyres, so it's time for me to come into the pits and switch to the yellow mark soft tyres. And we're going to be taking these to the end of the race. So as you can see now, we're going to be putting on those soft tyres, and these are going to be our tyres that we're going to be hopefully taking to the end of the race. Of course, in the previous season, in Season 2 in Mercedes, we didn't manage to take the soft tyres all the way to the end, and we had to switch to super soft. So yeah, hopefully we can take these ones to the end of the race. You can see there's a hell of a lot of traffic in front of us, but kind of luckily for myself, they're actually quite far in front, so we may not catch them. We may not be able to catch them, and they may come into the pits before we actually get to the back of them. So hopefully that's the case, because I'd rather not have to really fight my way through all this traffic and lose time, because I've got a nice little comfortable gap over Lewis Hamilton right now. On to lap 6 of the Grand Prix. Unfortunately, I have caught all of this traffic, which is great. We've got Button and we've got Nazza. We've just got everyone. We've literally got about 6 or 7 cars here. I'm going down the inside of Jenson Button here. It's a Man of Rio Haryanto, and I'm literally being squeezed by everyone. I'm in the middle. I don't know if you can see me in all of this bunch of cars here, but there I am. I'm actually in there. I'm somehow there, and I've got past all 5 of those cars all at one go. Crazy stuff there through Ascari and around the Parabolica. And now my attack is going onto the Sauber of, I believe it's Felipe Nazza and also the Man of Rio Haryanto now. So a couple of cars from that back markers actually came to the pits, but I was squeezed out so horribly down on the run down to the Parabolica. Really annoying me, actually. And now, as you can see, braking hard into the first chicane here. We are now right on the back of the Sauber and also the Manor here. So hopefully we can go and get some good traction here through the Curb Grande as we go here with the Sauber right in front of us. We should be able to get in front of him. However, the Sauber has actually got some slipstream here from the Manor, so the Sauber is actually still quite quick here as he gains into the slipstream, but I'm just going to pull out anyway, and I'm going to do a nice dive bomb late braking maneuver here, bouncing over the curbs, getting past Haryanto and also the Sauber. So very crazy stuff there, trying to get past the back markers, which was pretty insane. On to lap 8 of the Grand Prix now, coming through the Ascari bench. You can see all the traffic behind us here, and all is quite well for us at the moment, but unfortunately we've got some yellow flags into the Ascari chicane, so something's gone on behind us, and the virtual safety car has actually been deployed, and Kimi Räikkönen is out of this Italian Grand Prix, so the Ferrari fans are going to be gutted with that. And oh, hang on a minute, what the hell? Oh, okay, that was awkward. Räikkönen literally just broke his tyre. So let's get a replay from every angle here. So we're looking at Daniel Ricciardo, and you can see that there's some sort of accident that's happened in front, and then Ricciardo sort of stopped with the Toro Rosso there, and then that was Räikkönen banging into the rear of him. So from Lewis Hamilton's perspective, it's the Manor and the Sauber that have taken each other out, and they just caused all drivers to stop here. So looking on board with the Manor, they sort of just make contact into the middle of Ascari and just crash into each other. Really strange. What are the AIs doing? They've been so weird this entire race. You can see there, I don't understand how that would make a Formula 1 car spin though. That's what I said in my live stream about how do they make the car spin. I'm sorry, a little bit of contact, yeah, that doesn't make a car spin though, I don't know. And then Räikkönen just comes in and smashes into the back of Ricciardo, and that was kind of that. Unfortunately, out front, there was nothing for me to report really. All the action came from the AIs behind being really, really dumb and stupid. However, I had a very nice, calm and clean race, apart from the attack against the AIs after the pits. But we're going to come home and take the win here at the Italian Grand Prix. What a race for myself here. We absolutely dominated the Grand Prix, really. A bit of the start against Lewis Hamilton was pretty intense itself. But really, there wasn't much to report. I mean, Hamilton battled us hard at the start. We got in front of Hamilton. We maintained the gap. Came into the pits. Nearly got blown up by Jolyon Palmer going into around the outside of the chicane. We came out of the pits, we caught up to all the traffic, we just managed to squeeze our way through the traffic without any contact, and then really the AIs just kept crashing and blowing each other up. So really it was kind of a very easy race for myself, and for the AIs, it felt like the AIs were doing an online race, because if you guys watch my live streams, you'll know that everyone online are just crazy and just crash into each other all the time. But you can see here that Lewis Hamilton took second place with Nico Rosberg taking third place. So unfortunately, Ricciardo was actually battling with Rosberg at the end of the race. However, Nico managed to withstand the assault from Daniel and come home and take third place. So unfortunately, we won't be able to see 2 Red Bulls on the podium, but we do see myself on the top step, which is crucial. And there is the full driver classification, so everything there. But Danny Gaffiat in the Toro Rosso getting P5, showing how crazy this race really was, with the likes of Räikkönen and Bottas not finishing. Kevin Magnussen in the Renault got 6th. Haas got 7th. Like, that's what I mean. Like, what the hell are the AIs doing in that race? In the driver's standings, we increase our advantage over Daniel Ricciardo, thanks to us getting 12 points on Daniel in that Grand Prix. 13, I think it was. Yeah, we increased our lead by 13 points over Daniel Ricciardo. But that's going to be it, guys, for the Italian Grand Prix. Don't forget to vote for who you'd like me to race for in Season 4, and I'll have a look at them and I'll take them into consideration. The vote, by the way, is not going to confirm which team I go for. It's just to see what you guys would like me to drive for, and I'm going to base my own personal decision on that. So I just wanted to see what you guys go for. But that's it, guys, for this Italian Grand Prix. The next race is the Singapore Grand Prix. And until then, guys, I will see you on another video very, very soon. Do we make an upgrade? I don't really know. No, we don't. Take care. Peace.